Okay, so good day everyone. This will be the prelim discussion for Exer 8 entitled Precipitometric Titration. So for this exercise, you should be able to do the following. Compare the relative strengths of the 0.05 molar silver nitrate and 0.05 molar potassium thiocyanate solutions. Explain the standardization of the prepared solutions. Determine the chloride content of a sample by the Volhard and Moore methods, and differentiate between the Volhard and Moore methods with respect to the reactions involved. Okay? So what is precipitometry? So it is a titration method based on reactions that yield ionic compounds of limited solubility. So the analyte is determined directly or indirectly. So take note of these two methods, no? It can be done via direct or indirect determination via precipitation of the analyte or any direct constituent related to the analyte by a standard solution of precipitating agent. So what are the requirements for precipitation reactions? First, the precipitate formation should be essentially complete. So the KSP should be very, very small. Next, the rate of formation should be favorable. Hence, the back titration can be employed in slow reactions. Okay. Number three, precipitation reaction must proceed stoichiometrically. And number four, there must be a suitable indicator. So these are the four requirements for the precipitation reactions. So there are three indicators or three types of indicators that can be used here. So we have indicators that form colored precipitates. So this is your potassium chromate for Moore method. And we have the indicators that form colored soluble compounds. So this is your ferric alum for Volhard method. And for your lecture, there is also a third indicator, which is your adsorption indicators. So this can be the form of dichlorofluorescein or DCF. And this will be used for Fajan's method. So here are the criteria for the precipitation reactions. So consider the dissolution of the following hypothetical sparingly soluble salt. Okay? So ito yung mga conditions natin. Yung Q natin is yung constant natin in an instant, and yung K natin is yung constant natin in equilibrium. Okay? So suppose QSP is less than KSP. Ayan. So again, di ba ang K natin ay equal dun sa product of the concentration of the product constituents or species. So we have here AY plus raised to X. Yan. And BX minus raised to Y. Okay. So yung Q natin is yung kung ano yung given na concentrations natin ng A at B. Yung K natin is yung equilibrium concentration. Alright? So if the QSP is less than KSP, forward reaction is favored. Okay? No precipitation will occur. So the solution is unsaturated. Kapag naman QSP is equal to the KSP, ibig sabihin the solid and the dissolved ions are in equilibrium, hence the solution is saturated. Okay? Pero kapag naman dumating yung point na sobra-sobra na yung concentration nitong A tsaka ng B, ibig sabihin, sobrang laki na ng Q when compared to KSP. So the reverse reaction is favored, hence, pag reverse, what happens is na-form na yung solid mo. Hence, precipitation will occur. Okay? So, you have to take note of the several conditions kung kailan ma-favor yung forward, yung equilibrium, at saka yung reverse reaction. So, for the laboratory part, we have to standardize your potassium thiocyanate via Volhard method. So, dalawa gagawin niyo sa lab. We have the Volhard method and we have the Moore method. Okay? So, una, sa Volhard method, you'll be making use of pure dry silver nitrate as your primary standard. Okay? You will add this with minimum amount of water. Then you will add 6 normal nitric acid. So this must be done under the fume hood. Then after addition of 6 normal nitric acid, you will add your indicator. So ang indicator natin kay Volhard is si ferric alum indicator. Then upon addition of the indicator, you will now proceed with the titration with your titrant, which is your potassium thiocyanate. So upon addition of this, you can see that your silver nitrate, mag-dissociate yan into silver plus and NO3 minus when in contact with water. So, suppose you have Ag plus and NO3 minus, then you add your titrant in the form of potassium thiocyanate. What happens now is you form your silver thiocyanate precipitate. So yung Ag plus natin at yung SCN na galing dito will form the white AgSCN precipitate. So solid ito. Then, yung ferric alum indicator, so may Fe3 plus yan. Yung Fe3 plus niya ay ide-detect natin yung SCN na galing kay titrant. So, you'll have your blood red complex color here. Blood red complex. Bakit complex? Kasi ito ay charge, as you can see. So, charge yan. So, complex yan. So, the titration is finished when the blood red color is observed. So, paano siya ma-observe kapag lahat ng KSCN natin ay nag-react na with Ag+. So, kapag nag-add ka no first drop after equivalence point ng titrant natin, yung SCN na yon ay mag-react na with your iron, forming your FeSCN2+, which is your blood red complex. So, dapat ang makikita natin after the titration, kasi ganito yung kulay, the appearance of red color. So, medyo tricky yung endpoint ng Volhard kasi it is a mixture of white, silver thiocyanate. Imagine niyo ha, merong yung white solid na umiikot dito. Yan na, may white solid dyan. Tapos, magkakaroon ng tinge color of blood red complex. So, meaning to say, yung white nyo mag-mix with the red color. Kaya yung first appearance ng red color, so from white, nagkaroon ng tinge of red, yun na yung ating endpoint. Okay? So basically, makikita nyo dito is parang kulay ng peach mango. Yan. So kaya yung ating color ng Volhard endpoint. So for the standardization of KSCN, we need to determine the concentration of your potassium thiocyanate. So dito, di ba, meron tayong AgNO3 that we started with solid. So dapat ito ay i-check natin yung equivalence niya with our titrant, yung KSEN. So, ang ating AgNO3 ay solid. So, start tayo sa M over E, W, pag solid, di ba? And pag liquid naman, we'll have your MV or NV. So, molarity yung ginamit ko because stoichiometric naman yung relationship ng analyte with the titrant. Kaya, molarity na ginamit ko. Okay? So, ito ay MV. That's why, when we rearrange this equation, we arrive at M, or molarity of potassium thiocyanate, equal to the mass of silver nitrate over the molar mass of silver nitrate multiplied to volume of potassium thiocyanate. So, very straightforward lang yung formula natin for the standardization of potassium thiocyanate. Okay? Then after which, you need to determine the concentration of your silver nitrate. So, alam na natin yung concentration ni potassium thiocyanate. So, ngayon, gagamitin natin yung potassium thiocyanate na yon to determine the concentration of your silver nitrate solution. Okay? So, a certain ml of silver nitrate plus water. Basically, same approach with the standardization, no? You will add 6 normal nitric acid, you will add ferric alum indicator, then titrate with KSCN. So again, yung mapo-form nating precipitate is yung silver thiocyanate with the addition of the blood red complex upon reaching the endpoint. So ngayon, parehas tong liquid, di ba? So, equivalence ng AgNO3 ay equal sa equivalence of KSEN. In this case, ang inaalam na natin is yung concentration ni AgNO3. MV ng KSEN. So we will arrange this equation to arrive at molarity of silver nitrate equal to MvKSEN over volume of silver nitrate. Okay? So very straightforward. Ang ating determination or standardization of silver nitrate ay MV equal MV. Ang determination or standardization of potassium thiocyanate is M over molar mass equal MV. So saan ba ginagamit ang Volhard method? So Volhard method is used for indirect chloride ion determination. Okay? So for your unknown sample, so meron kayong sample ng chloride ng water na may unknown concentration of chloride ion. Ito yung sample nyo. And then you will add your 6-normal nitric acid. Tapos magdadagdag tayo ng excess amount of silver nitrate. Kaya natin inalam yung concentration ng silver nitrate kanina as another standardization step because you will add a certain amount of excess volume of silver nitrate to your unknown sample. So as you can see, yung ating sample ay chloride ion, di ba? Then you have your silver nitrate. Yung silver nitrate nyo ay Ag plus NO3 minus. Tama? Then you have your your sample as chloride ion. So we expect that your silver ion will react with your chloride ion from the sample, forming your white AgCl precipitate. Your silver chloride precipitate is color white as well, plus the excess Ag plus that came from the XML AgNO3. Okay? Then after you have added your silver nitrate, you will add your acetone. Okay? So ang purpose naman ng acetone is to coat your AgCl. Okay? So suppose ito yung AgCl mo. Yung mga bilog-bilog na yan, kunwari. Okay? And AgCl. Yan. So ang purpose ni acetone is, pagtatan ng kulay, i-coat niya itong ating AgCl. Yan. That is your acetone. Okay? So yung coating is done after the addition of silver nitrate. Then, now we have your acetone-coated silver nitrate plus the excess Ag+. Then after which you will add your indicator, your ferric alarm indicator. Then you will titrate it by means of adding standard potassium thiocyanate as your titrant. So, ang expectation natin dun sa ating flask, ang laman na niya ay yung acetone-coated AgCl plus AgSCN. Saan galing yung AgSCN? Siya yung galing doon sa Ag na excess plus yung SCN na dinagdag mo during titration. Okay? Tapos, after all excess Ag plus have been exhausted, so 1 drop of standard KSCN will form your FeSCN2 plus as a blood-red complex when it reacts with your indicator. So ito yung magiging blood-red complex during the endpoint. Okay? Alright. So di pa na-explain, no? So explain natin, bakit kailangan maglagay ng acetone? Okay. Pag kasi hindi tayo naglagay ng acetone, ayan. Suppose may Ag plus AgCl ka dito. AgCl yan, no? So yung AgCl mo, kapag nag-add ka ng KSCN at walang acetone, may probability na yung mga Ag plus na nandito, so meron diyang Ag plus, tsaka Cl minus yan, na magkakadikit, yan. Yung Ag plus na to, pwedeng mag-react with your SCN minus, forming AgSCN. Okay? So, anong implication nito? So, hindi natin madidetermine yung true amount of chloride ion if yung mga nakabound na kay chloride ay mawawala pa later on. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung mga Ag plus na natanggal from AgCl ay may iwan yung Cl minus natin. So, there is no way of determining chloride ion now. Kasi nga, indirect determination lang to eh. Okay? That's why we have to quote your AgCl precipitate. That's why, if we calculate for the percent NaCl present in your sample, ito ay equal dun sa MV ng AgNO3, yung total. This determines the total eh. Okay? Minus MV ng KSCN, ito yung nag-react dun sa excess. Ito yung excess. So, total minus excess, ano siya? Yun yung amount ng reacted. Amount reacted. Kasi sa totoong buhay, di ba, total ay equal sa amount reacted plus amount unreacted. Whereas your amount unreacted, ito yung excess. Okay? That's why, sa percent NaCl, it is MvAgNO3, ito yung total, minus MV ng KSCN, ito yung excess, multiply to the molar mass of NaCl, multiply to the dilution factor, times 100, divided by the volume of your aliquot. Ano naman volume niyan. Okay? So next naman, we have the Moore method after the Volhard method. Ang Moore method naman is direct chloride ion determination. So what happens here is your sample with chloride ion, you will add it with water, then you will test it for neutrality. So after neutral na, you will add your sodium bicarbonate, then you will add an indicator in the form of chromate ion, yung potassium chromate. Then, after which, you will add your titrant. So, take note ang titrant sa Moore method is si silver nitrate. Ang titrant kay Volhard method is si potassium thiocyanate. Okay? So, dito, what happens is, yung sample nyo upon addition of your indicator forms like a yellow colored solution. Okay? Tapos yung endpoint niya is more like the same of your Volhard method kasi magpo-form ka rin dito ng AgCl, tsaka ang AgCl mo is yung white precipitate. Okay? So, saan galing yon? Yung chloride plus yung Ag na galing kay titrant. So, kaya to direct method because yung titrant mo directly reacts with your unknown ion, which is yung chloride ion. Okay? Tapos, when all chloride ions are exhausted, so wala ng Cl minus, upon addition of 1 drop of silver nitrate, the Ag plus from silver nitrate will react with your chromate ion, forming silver chromate. Okay? Yung silver chromate na yon yung magpo-form ng gantong kulay. Then beyond endpoint, kapag nag-overrun kayo, magiging ganito yung kulay. Kulay melon. Okay? So for the calculation of this one, so medyo matrabaho ang Moore method. Sa Moore method kasi, you will apply also a blank titration. By blank titration, i-check natin if yung water ba na inad natin here ay no Cl minus ba yan. Okay ba? Kasi yung water na dinagdag natin doon sa sample ay may chloride content din. So, para maiwasan natin yon, you will perform blank titration. So, kung ito ay XML of sample, you will add XML of water plus the same amount of water here. Kung YML water yan, so XML of water plus YML of water. Test for neutrality, sodium bicarb, indicator, titrate, then endpoint. Okay? So ideally, what we do is we first proceed with the titration of the blank solution. After ng blank, kung ano yung endpoint ng blank, tatandaan ngayon. Tapos, i-apply nyo sa sample, dapat same yung color ng endpoint ng blank dun sa sample nyo. Okay? So for the calculation of percent NaCl, here we have the concentration of silver nitrate. multiplied to the volume of the blank, volume of the sample minus volume of the blank, times smaller mass of NaCl times dilution factor divided by volume of alico multiplied to 100. Okay? So yung ating endpoint ay permanent orange-yellow endpoint. Okay? May meron tinge of white. So for your tables, for your pre-lab report, so dapat ito yung inclusion of your table. So we have the standardization of KSEN, followed by the standardization of silver nitrate, then the chloride analysis via Volhard method, and chloride analysis via Moore method, and na may kasamang blank. Okay? So as summary, Volhard method can also be used as a direct silver plus determination. So dapat ang ating medium is acidic as we add your nitric acid and analyte natin ay silver. So you can also determine your silver content via Volhard method. Okay? And the indication of your endpoint is the permanent light orange or peach colored solution as your white AgSCN mix with the blood red complex FeSCN2+. So ito yung ating mga explanation. So why do we use boiled and cooled nitric acid? So we remove the nitrogen oxides that may form brownish products which interfere with endpoint. Okay? So kapag kasi hindi natin siya nakuha, so possible na add pa rin kayo ng add kasi hindi nyo makita endpoint number or what. Or possible din na premature endpoint kayo kasi feeling nyo okay na dahil meron kayong brownish products na nabubuo. Next naman, you have to titrate very vigorously. So, bawal ditong malamya yung mag-titrate because yung adsorb Ag+, we remove it on your AgSCN precipitate. So, di ba dito may na-form na AgSCN? So, yung mga AgSCN na yan, may mga dumidikit na Ag+ dyan kasi mataas ang affinity ng ating ion dun sa kanyang precipitate counterpart. Kapag hindi siya natanggal, feeling mo tapos na yung titration. Pero in a sense, hindi pa pala nagre-react si SCN minus dito sa Ag plus na to. Kasi feeling niya, AgSCN din siya. Okay? So dapat vigorous yung pagsaswirl natin during titration to remove adsorb Ag plus. So kailangan itong matanggal para mag-react tong Ag plus na to with your SCN. So added volume yun sa titrant nyo, di ba? Okay? Then discolored solid AgNO3, yung primary standard natin. So what happens is yung Ag plus natin is na-reduce na to its silver solid form due to improper storage and chemical expiration. So ibig sabihin, konti na lang yung natitrate mo kapag discolored na yung solid silver nitrate. So mas mababa yung ating equivalence of silver nitrate. Then why do we have to titrate in acidic medium? So it prevents at ferric ion hydrolysis, which is the formation of ferric hydroxide. So the formation of ferric hydroxide lessens the probability of Fe3 plus reacting with SCN minus. So kapag nagkakaroon kasi ng ferric hydroxide, it appears as if mas tumatagal yung endpoint kasi mas mahirap or mababa yung rate of reaction of Fe3 plus with your SCN minus, which is your titrant. Okay? So again naman, Volhard method as indirect chloride ion determination. So these are the following parameters that you must be remembering. Okay? So again, the addition of acetone or nitrobenzene coats your AgCl precipitate. And this is your Moore method for direct chloride ion determination. So nagkakaroon tayo ng brown-red color due to the presence of silver chromate solid. So ito ay precipitate. Sa Volhard method natin ay complex yung na-perform, yung FeSCN2+. So indicator concentration should be very low. So the indicator, yung ating chromate or potassium chromate should only proceed with the solution is already saturated with silver chloride. Okay? Also, the vigorous swirling prevents occlusion of silver chromate in AgCl precipitate. Next naman, mixture buffered at slightly acidic to neutral pH. So we have to add calcium carbonate. Okay? Kapag kasi higher pH, what happens is yung silver hydroxide natin may be precipitated as silver hydroxide. Okay? So in a sense, nababawasan yung Ag plus natin. So dagdag tayo ng dagdag ng titrant, akala natin nag-react siya with chloride, pero nag-react na siya with OH minus. So ayaw natin nun. Okay? So lumalaki yung volume ng titrant used natin. So nagiging inaccurate yung result natin. Kapag naman lower pH, the chromate ions may be present in this form requiring more Ag plus to form Ag2CrO4. So instead na CrO4 2 minus siya, nagiging HCrO4 minus. So as mentioned earlier, yung ating relationship is what? Stoichiometry. So yung CrO4 2 minus ay 1:1 with your 1:1 ba? Hindi ba siya 1:1? Siya ay it requires Ag plus. So dalawang Ag plus, one chromate ion. Okay? Whereas kapag naman in gantong form siya, yung bichromate, nagiging 1:1 siya. Okay? So it requires more Ag plus to form the Ag2CrO4. Kasi kailangan mo pang i-drive yung reaction natin papunta dito. Kailangan natin i-backward reaction pa to. Kasi wala namang na-form na AgHCrO4. Okay? So meaning to say, kailangan mo pa siyang i-drive papunta dito before siya mag-react with Ag+. So it requires more Ag+ in the process. Then these are your answers to pre-lab questions. Why is it necessary to use boiled and cooled? Why is it necessary to use a burette for measuring standard? So para mas accurate yung ating volume delivery. What is the effect of this colored silver nitrate? So it lowers the concentration of KSCN solution kasi nga na-reduce na agad yung Ag natin. Then, why is it necessary to use boiled 6-normal nitric acid? So we can remove your oxides of nitrogen that interfere with your endpoint. And why is the titration done with vigorous swirling? So it can prevent occlusion of silver chromate in your silver chloride precipitate. Okay? So your sample problems natin will be performed during our class. So this ends the presentation now for the pre-lab discussion of your Exer 8 entitled Precipitometric Titration. So for now, thank you for listening.